Hello everybody and welcome back to Creativity Time. That's where I create something and hopefully inspire you to be creative or inspire you by a new technique or you learn something or I don't know, what else? Anything. Any inspiration is fantastic. My name is Tatiana. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Australia and I sell all the products that I use in my videos. And today we'll be using the Merriest Moments because I really love these poinsettias, and I thought it'd be fun to use the sentiment from Framed and Festive because I really love this one. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. I love the fonts here and they're just fun, and I've got a card design all ready to go, so let's not waste any crafting time and flip to the table. So I've already showed you the stamp stats and I've done a little bit of prep work here. So I've got I haven't grabbed an envelope. Can't forget the envelope. Hey Louise, how are you? And I need another piece for a card insert. I had to cut the one I had. There we go. And so we've got basic white cardstock. This is the thick one and I've cut it to be a base. I've scored it in half and now I'm just folding it and burnishing that fold. Perfect. And now I've got a little bit of DSP. I've been trying to use more DSP lately because I don't use it enough. Well, I don't know how. Well, I'm learning. I'm trying to teach myself to use DSP. Sorry to hear, Louise, that you're with COVID. Oh, that's not great. Hey, Joan, how's it going? So I'm using the Painted Christmas DSP. This came out in last year's Christmas catalogue, and I've picked this particular one. I thought it'd be a nice little background for our poinsettias, and we'll do them a reddy colour because let's go traditional. I love non-traditional Christmas colours, but let's do something different. So I'm just trying to work out where I want to adhere my DSP to. Just thinking what's the best way to do this, because I want it to kind of sit in that gap between the two pieces of white cardstock. Oh, you know what, that looks about right there. So let's glue that down. Isn't the other side pretty too? But I wanted something more just green. There we go. And I did cut the DSP to be bigger than the gap between the cardstock. Awesome. And now we're going to stick, let's see, hold on. Hoping the flowers will be big enough. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down using dimensionals. And good thing I've just remembered I want to stamp the sentiment on the other bit, so I'm not going to stick the other bit down. But since I've started this one, I'll do this. I do things in whatever order. And I'm just adding a tiny bit of liquid glue onto my dimensionals so that I have the brilliance of the wiggle room, but also still getting that height and dimension from the dimensionals. So it's kind of Louise, good point. This one is 2 centimeters and this one is 5.5 centimeters, and that measurement came from the sentiment that I'm going to use so that it would fit right there. And then that gap, I can't remember what it is, and then I cut the piece of DSP 4 centimeters ish, and they're all 14.35 centimeters tall. Okay, I haven't got the sticker on the back yet, so I'll just leave that for now. And I'm just going to stamp this in black. Keep it simple. Ink's up here. I might just lift it up. So I'm using Memento ink just because it's easy to clean. And I'm not going to put it right at the bottom, but towards the bottom there. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. there. That'll go there-ish. Ooh, I moved it too far. DSP is moved too much that way. Oh well, what's done is done, isn't it? I recommend cutting the DSP a little bit bigger, just so that you have that better coverage. So again, dimensionals, I'm going to use quite a few just to make sure it's well adhered. Not adhered, but well risen, I guess. And again, just a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue to get the benefits of both worlds. There we go. So that's, do you know what? That is just a pretty Christmas card. Add a little bit of sparkle and bing, bang, boom. That's quite nice on its own, just as that. But I want to have poinsettias. So let's grab a block or two. I'm thinking well, it might be nice to have greenery too. And I'm thinking we'll use the new sweet sorbet. Let's see. Yeah. Let's go with the sweet sorbet for the poinsettias. And I've grabbed the medium and large leaves. Sweet sorbet for the flowers, and what green? I'm gonna go with shaded spruce because I'm pretty sure that is in the DSP. No, it's not. Garden green is in the DSP, so let's go with garden green. That'll be an interesting combo. Okay. First thing I'm going to stamp, I'm going to grab also, grabbing my, what's it called? Piecing mat, just because it's photopolymer stamps and just to make it just that little bit crisper stamping. You don't have to. Beautiful. So I've stamped the top left-hand corner of the envelope and the bottom right-hand corner of the card insert in, what was it? Sweet sorbet. I'm just going to add some leaf details. That is a nice, pretty combo of colors. I love the graphic look of this stamp set, just the linear, look at the detail, it's just so pretty. And same with the envelope. Let's make it very festive. Who's ready for Christmas? I am not. I need cardstock. This is where I like to use scraps of cardstock. Look at that. That will be a nice scrap. So I don't know how many flowers we may end up needing. So I'm just going to stamp a few just to kind of cover my bases. There's the other flower. And that way we can play around and I can use the leftover bits on another project. So it's not a big deal. Got 3 of each of the flowers and let's find another piece for the leaves. Here's a piece. let's go with, I don't know how many leaves. 6 each leaf. Let's go with 7 of each leaf. So that was the medium size, and now I'm stamping the larger one. I feel like there's something on that stamp. Look, I can fit 2 more here. Awesome, and I've used up a scrap of basic white. So that's that. I can remove that from underneath, and I'm going to grab my dies. So flower, flower, there it is. So that's medium, that's large. And let's grab Mini Bailey. Little Miss will be very excited that I'm using Mini Bailey, and it takes a moment just to find the right lineup of the dies, but once you find it, it's quite simple. Trying very hard not to get my top of my head into the screenshot. Okay, so now we're going to layer our flowers so that they're kind of over that gap, and the big one is big enough to sit across, and then we'll put dimensional underneath that little one so that it'll sit up. Actually, I really like that 3. Let's move that down. Yeah, I really like that. Okay, so we need a dimensional in the middle of that big one, and just a little bit of liquid glue. Actually, we need little dimensionals on those petals. Is that still in screen? Yep. Just to make sure that flower stands. In there, and let's do this one. So this one, we've kind of got those 2 petals. So we need the mini dimensionals on these 4, and 1 in the middle. And then just a little bit of liquid glue on these 2 petals. And it was about there. And then we had this one kind of tucking in behind there. So 2 mini dimensionals on the petals. I'm just going to add liquid glue to those 2 petals. There we go. Look at that. And now we're just going to tuck in some leaves. And again, the leaves can come in and out, can go over the top, over the DSP as well. Ooh, I like that. So I'm going to just stick it down as soon as I like the spot, because otherwise I'll forget. That one can go just there. So it's a bit of floral arrangement at this point. The other thing I thought you could do is you could attach a piece of acetate in the back between these 2 so that it's there's a gap, and you could even put sprinkles then, and you know, make it a little bit of a fun shaker. But I didn't want to complicate things. Yeah, that'll do there. And to balance things out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do a double. Yeah, how's that? Yep. And we need to add something into the middle of our, there is a stamp, but I wanted to add some jewels. So, let's see. See what we can do. Ooh, how about the festive pearls in gold, like in little groups of 3? I think that will look very nice. Seeing what else is in my stash. No, I prefer the gold. Or we could do red, but I like the idea of another color. Yep. Let's use these. I like the snip method, or the paper snip. It's kind of how I started. Little groups of 3. One, 2, 3. Can you see that? And I think that just adds that perfect little bit of sparkle, shine, because they pick up the light. But also, oh, we haven't stuck in our center panel. That's the envelope. Good thing I opened it. Otherwise I would have found that on my desk. Well, I could have done it later. No biggie. There. And our inside of the card. We could add some. Why not? Don't usually add to the inside, as in, don't usually would add pearls to the inside, but you know, I think this card called for it. That balances the front. So there we go. I have yourself a very Merry Christmas. Well, it doesn't say that. It says have yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I should read properly. Bit of a goose. So there we go. That is my Christmas card because I'm not ready and I needed some Christmas cards. So there we go. One more down. About 1,000 to go. That's all right. That's the nature. I did say to myself in June or in July I should start making Christmas cards, but nah, didn't happen. And here we are again. Another Christmas of looming, approaching, and me needing to do a mad dash on Christmas cards. But anyway, I will have fun, that's for sure. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back next week at 10 a.m. on Thursday for some more creative inspiration. Bye for now.